And good evening, everyone, and welcome back to the UK Armed Forces Monday Military Madness series. I am once again Kevin Ozzy Osborne. Here to give you a rundown of tonight's race. We are race 4. Not like that much of an issue with regards to races. This is essentially an opportunity for riders from across the UK Armed Forces to get together, have a bit of fun riding. And challenge themselves. We try and do it first Monday of every month, up until October being the last time we do it. And so here we go. We're on the Mayan San Remo course. Usual English always fails me. Hi there, Paul. Hope you're doing all right. I see you're in the pen tonight, so you must be racing. So Mayan San Remo. Oh, Christ. I'm not going to say it again. Let's have a quick look if we can get the course up. Boom, look at that. So, today's course then. So, we're starting off in the pens where we are now. We're going to head down into the jungle. So, the start bit actually is quite fun. Nice and fast downhill. Through the jungle and then up to the kind of new part of the Wotopia. Up to kind of climbs there. To probably the halfway point of the climb up there, and then we head down to a flattest finish. So a little bit down, a little bit up, a little bit flat. So everyone should enjoy it. I am sure they will. So we've got a minute to go now. So yes, tonight should be a good race, I reckon. What we got so far in the pens, 31 people, take away my 2 guys. So it should be a good race tonight. I am very much looking forward to this one. Probably wouldn't be looking forward to it as much as if I was riding it. Here I am just doing the commentating instead. So, lucky me. But, so it should be a good one tonight. If you are, like I said, watching, obviously Paul's already said hello in chat. If you are watching, please say hello. Let us know what you're doing. Let us know if you're racing, if you're not racing, why you're not racing, and if who you're cheering for, really. So all that kind of good stuff. We want to get that all out of the way with. As the race is going on anyway, just so that it's just makes it good if it's just not me talking to myself and I've got people to chat with. So almost 40 riders tonight, so that is a wonderful start. I think maybe the poor weather outside has encouraged people to come indoors. So great time to be on Zwift for sure. So off we go. Usual kind of crazy start like we usually get with the riders and that. If we look at the front already, we got we get right to the front. Timur, no, even further. Jim B up the front. Got B States, Royal Navy. That's good to see Royal Navy rider there. Ian Thompson, I see Rich Smith. The Numinator, he's in. I saw him commented on the in the group chat for the race pass for tonight's race. So it's good to see him there. We've got a few Navy, a few Army. I think we even might have an RAF rider there. Or is that my seeing things? I might be seeing things. Yeah. But a lot of Army riders and a few Navy riders. I'm pretty sure I saw an RAF jersey somewhere. But good stuff. Real good. So there we go. Actually, there we go. I do see I knew I saw a rider, and there we go. Boom. We got there from the RAF. Who we got to join us today? That's nice. It's good to see everyone across the communities, across the armed forces anyway, getting together and having a ride, having a bit of fun racing anyway. Always, that's the whole purpose of this series. Get everyone together, have some fun, burn some matches, and have a bit of banter. And good stuff all around. Healthy leading pack at the start, though. We've got what we're saying, around about 28 riders, 27 riders at the front. That's good to see. Again, everyone just using that downhill, really, and those that are surfing wheels, saving matches and all that. So we're going to get down to the bottom soon, where it will become, it'll become flatter for them, and then we get up to the cheeky old climb, and then everyone will start hating me. Mind you, I did an organised race the start of the last week. I joined on the Team Not Poggy Summer Championship. There was 2 back-to-back races, and I know what it's like now when when the organiser organises some horrible routes. It really it really does. Yeah, it really makes you hate that person in the nice way, of course. But yeah, good race. I was in C-Cat. Had some fun with the Sea Cats. I was second overall in their kind of GC competition, purely probably by mistake. I didn't. It was one big pen, a bit like tonight's race, one big pen, and didn't realise that that I was actually doing well. I say well in brackets or in quotations, and yeah, we made a good ride. First one was the Muckle Yin, but we had 3 climbs to do, so it was like a lap and a half. Hated it. But then we did what did we do? We did RGV. Now I found actually RGV was a lot harder than the Muckle Yin. I think purely because it's RGV being relatively flat. You know, you're kind of on the pedals all the time. At least with the Muckle Yin, and you go up to the skers, you kind of take it easy once you're up there, and you can go down, rest your legs. Whereas didn't have the chance really on RGV. So yeah, it was a brutal one for sure. So yeah, but today, like I said, big. It's a mass start. It's just so that our riders are all together, and you know, people get a chance to challenge themselves against other riders that maybe they might not usually challenge themselves in the in our race series. Get to push themselves, and yeah, have some fun really. So yeah, we've got, is that B Army Cycling at the front. But this little cheeky climb on the old rope bridge, it's causing a few little splits. Timur, if I go 1 and 2. So yeah, we've just had Timur and Bill State. I believe that is B State, just dropping off a bit. All right. And a few others. But then going back downhill again, so there's a chance D-Way might get back on. Same with I hate it when it's scrolling names at the wrong time, but I believe, yeah, Harrison's getting back on. That'll make it easier for me. Give me a second. Yep, T. Harrison. There we go. So a few riders there drop back on that climb. Paul Wright, G. Way, Bill State, a few others. They maybe had to now cause a little create a little echelon for themselves, and bring it home. What do some people have gremlins in their jersey pockets? That is your streaks, your ride streaks. I know Angela may be listening, may not be listening, but if she's listening, that is your ride streaks. I see we can zoom in on someone that's got it. So it's Sam, it's the squirrel. So you can see. Come on, who we got? D. Evans. Yeah, it's fine. Old Daz Evans. No, mic off, wrong time. There we go. So there you go. Squirrel there. Yeah, means we're sad. Yeah, exactly. Whatever just put on there. Means are sad. Yeah, no, essentially, after so many ride streaks, I can't remember how many weeks it is off the top of my head, but they get rewarded with a little, is it Sammy Squirrel? Let's say it is. Someone will correct me, hopefully, in their back pocket, just for an extra bit of kudos for their time on the bike. So yeah, we're just going to like the jungle section now. Oh, we've been in the jungle section for a while. And again, quite a healthy pack. We've got a few riders. How many we got now? We probably lost probably around about 25 mark, maybe 23. There you go, 23 riders there currently. All looking good and strong. Yeah, and we'll see what this brings. I see Mike Goff's in the pack, so no doubt he is going to cause some damage once they get to the climb. We know what Mike can do. This is, I believe this is the new draft pack as well, 5. So it should be interesting to see how that looks as well and how that works. Again, if you are in chat, jump in, say hello, so I'm not just waffling to myself. I generally don't like listening to the sound of my own voice. So, yeah, please come say hello. Let us know what you're doing. Paul, if you're still watching and you can type, give us a bit of a ground truth on how things are on. We're just starting to lose maybe a few riders, maybe getting spat out of the back. That Evo there. Evo just holding on. No, he's getting back on. But we have got this little cheeky climb coming out, punch out of the jungle. Probably a chance now for some other riders. Yep, at the front. Going for a dig. Mayan. Oh, we've got do have someone from the RAF up here. And just starting to string out now the group. Ian Thompson's there just decided, has just pushed himself out the front. 5.4, 4.7 watts per kilo. Probably just getting that speed to get up and over. Downhill, if you can get the speed going, even if there is a big pack behind them, if you do carry that speed over, you can create a gap. And yes, the peloton should be able to come back on, but that's not always the case. For those that are new, there is draft in Zwift. So, yeah, like on the roads, you can get a draft effect. So the lead rider would normally be taking the wind. Similar kind of thing in Zwift. Not exactly the same. Obviously, there are the algorithms and it does its thing and stuff. But, yeah, you can have a easier, in quotes again, time if you're sat behind someone else's wheel. So there is that. And the draft itself, it kind of like fans out as well behind the rider as well. So there is benefit from being on a wheel. Got Rich Smith there. Oh, let's go. Matty Davis, is he just trying to bridge back over? There is just a second gap here. It seems though that we do have another split potentially, or it's just they're just holding on. But there's a few riders now that have a few more riders there. Russ Miller, I've just seen. Dang on. Yeah, so dang on. I wasn't expecting Dan to be there. Angela Laycock, John Garfoot, John Grimsdale, and a few others, Tim Harrison and a few others. Kind of their little group now. So that small punch did actually cause the group to split. We've got Russ Miller that is a second away. I mean, he may feel like he could bridge over to Paul Spence, but I think Russ may decide that he's going to, well, let them get back on and then go from there. So yeah, which is what's happening. Right, so now the group's reduced again. Interesting course. So these punches making the riders those that just can hold on, it is given that chance where the legs could sap too hard. There we are. There we are. So he's going into the new part now. The 10, that's level 10 riders, because my viewer isn't level 10, so that's why I'm getting that, because I'm not riding and I'm watching the race. I get the joy. So we got this kind of final flat part before we get to the climb itself. Just before we get there as well, just want to let you guys know that are watching. I will hopefully be able to just give you a quick snapshot of what the Arm Cycling ERacing series for autumn 25 looks like. We did make a few announcements on the old socials earlier on today, but I'll have a bit of a waffle after this race, just to give you a bit of a rundown of what it is, any kind of changes to the rules or what the additions are to any of the rules and stuff like that, so that yeah, you kind of get a feel of what to look forward to. So yeah, here we go. Right, just look into that pack behind then, 18 seconds then. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 riders there. They've got spat out. They've created their echelon. 18 seconds, 17 seconds. Still every chance that they can catch some of the riders in the lead group, especially if a few of them have managed to hold on just by the skin of their teeth. This pace may be still quite hard for them. We don't know. We'll find out. But it looks like some of them are trying to work together to try and close that gap. Yeah. But as we come into the climb, so what I like about this course is that you've got the downhill right after the climb as well. So hopefully some riders may see that as an opportunity to close the gap over. And yeah, we can see what that brings. So yeah, got the group now, just coming up to the left turn, gone over, and now taking that that climb. As we go, the first one's 2 kilometers in length, and as the other group have just made the left-hand turn as well. What we're talking, first race on Zwift, click cogs. Keep trying to change gears normally. Oh dear, Ange. Yeah, so there is virtual shifting now in Zwift. Angela actually has kind of brought that in, so or mentioned it, which is a good segue. So yeah, you can do virtual shifting if you get a Zwift cog, and the you can either have the Zwift Play controllers, or it comes with its own like little click up and down. So you can do virtual shifting, so you no longer need to change your gears on your bike. A very nice little bit of extra kit to have. Not essential, but it's nice to have. Mike Goff and B. I need to find out how B is while I'm talking. Just let me know as well if you are in chat how the stream is looking. I'm just getting some drop in my numbers regarding my actual stream quality. So just let me know if you are watching, how it's looking, please. Right, Mike Goff has gone. No surprises there. Jim B, Ben, just Ben. B is Ben. But he's keeping on, might as well. But they are starting to stretch out already. So Rich Smith, probably last man, Charlie. Just dropping this group here. So with 5 watts per kilo, he could get back on. 2 seconds. More Rich. Meanwhile, the group behind, we're talking now, they're closing in 10, 9 seconds now on Paul Spence. So it looks like Paul has dropped back. Paul, if you are still listening to me, keep going, keep going. Let's not get that group catch up. You're the carrot right now. You're the hare. Or the hare, is it there? Yep. Right, let's push up. So Ben is pushing the pace on. As you can see there, Mike is on his wheel. Malon from RAF. Just 3 seconds. Mike Goff pushing some orange numbers, 8.7, 8.8. Put the draft van. He's got the van on against Ben's feather and it's taken over. It's just done a bit of a dig just to get over that kind of small bump, small climb just before and they've just dropped their power-ups to see where, yeah, there are power-ups for those that are new to Zwifting. Always say it every race, but if you are new, and there are power-ups, not like Mario Kart, where you've got bananas and shells and stuff. You get the van, like you see there, with Mike at the front. Van just essentially is a draft. It gives you an improved draft effect, so you can drop a little bit further back. And then you saw Ben had the feather, and that actually makes you lighter. There is also the anvil, which makes you heavier, ideal just for descents. There is the steam roller, which flattens the road, in the sense of, so there is, like, you know, with pave, and there are different road surfaces on Zwift, so it kind of flattens it, smooths it. So there's kind of that drag effect isn't as effective. And then there's a sprint as well, the aero, which can actually faster on a sprint as well. So these two then, Ben and Mike, seem to have dropped the group, and are now 2-on-2 for the rest of the climb.
Maybe tomorrow.
We've got then the group of three behind them, 14-15 seconds. Dan Collins, Jim B, Ian Thompson, and R. Malon. No, Jim B's just a little bit further back there with Rich Smith. Matty Davis a little bit further behind. Sorry, John Mead in the middle there. Rick Newman there with a collection of Phil Cox, Rich Barrett, and Ben Spittle. And then 17 seconds, we've got R Miller. Paul's there. So Russ Catch, Paul, and then there was another rider as well, Dan Hong. Just quickly go back to the front of the race. So we've got Mike Goff and Ben still duking it out. Just gone over that kind of up section of the second part of the climb. There's a little bit of a descent before then they head back up again. Chance for them maybe just to take a breather. What we got, 150 beats per minute for Mike, 170 for Ben. It suggests that Ben is in the locker more than Mike currently, but who knows? He's definitely doing a stellar job sitting onto Mike and making him earn his win if he wins. I mean, I'm not saying Mike's going to win, but he has got form. So yeah, we'll see what that brings. While we're just watching that front of the pack, let's just head a little bit further back. We've got Angel Laycock there, who's that then? Tim Harrison, yeah, a little bit further back. P. Brompton, John Grimsdale, then John Garfoot there, Royal Navy. Old Man Evo, YouTube, check him out. He's always got some good videos on there. Always on Zwift. Did some road racing as well this year, which I've seen as well. Great, which was great to watch. Got a few other riders back here. Case Briggs, there you go. That was the RAF rider. Case Briggs. That's Katie. So yeah, and then we've got a few more back as well. Right, let's head just back to the front of the race again. So we got Mike Goff still there, Ben still there. Always feel that with Mike, he has a challenger, and then yeah, he gets to a point where Mike will just pull the pin and off he goes. Potentially, this is the kind of this is like the final section of the climb, in the sense of once this kind of up and down happens, it's pretty much up from here. So let's just see what Mike does. But Ben is definitely marking him. Go with the second camera there. So just got the other 3 riders out. 30 seconds back now. Ian Thompson, R. Mallon, and D. Collins. Dan Collins still there. Seems now that groups have kind of found their little echelons now. And either working together or working against each other. Mike Goff, 8.2 watts per kilo. I knew he was going to pull the trigger at some point. Ben has responded slightly, but it's 2 seconds now. Mike still going. Still going, 3 seconds. Holes and holes in there where they I'm sure some of these riders would fancy a chairlift. 3 seconds. He's still, so he's at that point now where he's managed 3, but he's not managed to do any more than that. So Ben is still holding on. Though I can imagine 180 beats per minute. He is in red at the moment. Well, I'm assuming he's in red. For me, 180 is red. I know I need to be watching my effort at 180. 7.2 watts per kilo though. Mike still continuing on the pressure. He's dropped his feather. Feathers make him lighter, hence the reason why we're up to them 7.2, 6.7, 7 watts per kilo. 4 seconds now. It's giving him that kind of advantage over Ben. What's Ben got? He's also got feather, so he's now dropping it. 5 seconds. If Ben can keep with like a healthy distance, you know, probably under 10 seconds, he may be able to do some damage on the descent if he's still got enough in the tank. Yeah, I don't know what the weight differences and stuff like that. But, you know, that could be a possibility. Ben could have enough in the tank on the descent, as long as he carries that momentum over, doesn't let go of doesn't stop on the pedals, he could bring this back for that descent. So let's see what Ben has got in the tank now. He's still spinning, 104 revs per minute. 94 to 94s, Ben's 94 watts per kilo. What we're saying, 285, 293, 62. He's still pushing it hard on the pedals. 6 seconds. Come on, Ben. I just don't want. No disrespect to Mike. I just don't want Mike just to solo it. I want someone to give him a challenge. And I believe in you, Ben. If you're watching, I believe in you. And if you're watching it back, I believed in you. So yeah, you've got this, mate. You've got this. Though they're still kind of, he does this as well though. Mike will return and then just keeps going, and it's like, who's the first one to crack? Come on, Ben, come on. And they've managed to make 40 odd seconds over the group. There you go. Mike's just decided to put a bit of some dig in, and Ben's responded in time. They're trying to pick the speed up now. So now this is where who's the fastest downhill. What we're talking 80 kilometers an hour, 81, 76 at the moment, 77, 81, 82, 85. Oh dear, not much between them. Ben's using his chance, gets that heart rate down. Meanwhile, while we're talking, let's just get the second screen up. What's happened here? Dan Collins took decided break away. Decided, but broke away from that group. He's also now enjoying the benefits of downhill. It's 12 seconds. Ben's put some watts in. Orange number. Oh no, that was Mike. 6 seconds now. So we're talking, I think we're at 23 kilometers of full distance. So we're at 5 kilometers to go. All flat now. 7 seconds. Looks like Mike may have done it. It's key there on that descent, not just to ease off. Might need an extra lung as a power up. Yeah, you're not wrong there, Ian. A second lung would definitely, or a third lung, second lung for some people maybe. Would have been second heart, I think, as well. Jesus. We've got Mike now at 9 seconds. So let's take a jump back, see what we've got going on in the rest of the field. Well, they're going. So, boom, what we got? Allen, 15 seconds. So Dan Collins third currently, 15 seconds. And then we've got Ian Thompson, 1 second behind. A bit further back, Rich Smith on his own. Jim B, 17. Then we've got John Mead. Everyone is kind of like enjoying the descent on their own at the moment. Newmanator, Rick Newman, just getting to the descent now. What we've got, Phil Cox has just come over. Rich Barrett, 2 seconds behind. That's plenty. That's more than enough to close that gap. And then we've got Russ and Russ Miller, our Frank person chilling there with Dan on, just bridging on, using his draft. Good idea. Gets back on. You can see their draft effect right there. It's probably not had to make as much effort, and he's on. He's going to use that and probably take over them as well. We keep watching him. Meanwhile, just Mike Goff, 10 seconds now on Ben. Ben definitely was a worthy challenger tonight for Mike. Who can topple Mike, really? That is the question, isn't it? I may have to pick a flatter course. Paul Spence, Tim Harrison just coming over there. Evangel Laycott just dropping feather. Maybe she's out of feather for the climb there. John Grimsdale not far behind. Pete Brompton, John Garfoot. We're now finding just riders now. Oh, crazy! Oh man, Evo, just getting to the comp. Be straight with Paul Wright, just getting onto the wheel. Mother Soul, Kay Spriggs with Tessa Moore and Gazway there as well. Good stuff. Right, let's just switch back over to the front. So, Mike, 8 seconds. Ben has clawed back 2. What can he do? Can he bring it? Can he bring it home? 5.6, 5.3. He's not giving up. Not giving up. Though again, Mike. I think Mike's just watching the numbers. If he sees, just see him appear in the back of the screen there. But we find that Mike is very good. I say very good, but he does watch the numbers, and if 21.4. So actually, the finish is coming up, I believe, at the sprint banner. So unfortunately, with the view that I have, I don't actually see the banner if it's the virtual ones. So I have to kind of guess. But I believe that we're getting to the end of Mike's ride. 30 minutes. And he's just bringing it in now for another strong win for Mike there. Well done to Mike. Ben coming in a worthy second. Well done to Ben. Not Dan Collins. Bring it home. At least I've got a banner to aim for. Unfortunately, sometimes with the virtual stuff, I have to guess. Interesting. I was just watching. You're not going to see it possibly now. Let's see if I switch over. I did see Ian Thompson. You can put mode icons up, and he did flick the elbow to our Mayan. But yeah, so we got Dan Collins anyway coming in for a well-deserved third. Ian Thompson drafting now, shooting past Mayan. Looks like he is there for the win, or for a 4th place anyway, which is still a win. There we go. Well done. Quickly before I lose. Good stuff. Right, let's switch over other screen again. So we've got Jim up there. Next in, Jim's going to be there. John Mead 8 seconds behind. Another good, well, good ride from everyone regardless. It's always a good ride. One thing with the ECAT or having one pen, we've got all different abilities. Everyone's riding to their ability. So yeah, good stuff there. Well done to Jim. We'll switch over. John's coming in next. John Mead. Well done to John. Some real quick moments. The Numinator. Well done to Rick. Phil Cox. All right, group of 3 here. That will be an interesting one. So we've got Dan, Russ, and Rich. See what happens here, shall we? That Russ has dropped a feather. Rich has dropped a feather. There we go. Russ pushing out some orange numbers. And there we go. Good stuff. Well done. Just missed that sprint there, unfortunately. From as well, got Paul Spence coming in next. We've got that Tim Harrison shortly behind there. Good stuff. Tim Harrison. Have to be quick because they kick me out of game if I'm too long. Very quickly switch over 1 and 2. Yeah. Angela Laycott there. Wishing she was on in the Alps most likely. And so yeah, well, we got 19. We'll catch a few more in before we'll just have a little bit of a waffle about the Army Cycling E-Race series. But yeah, good riding from everyone. So yeah, there we go. Just let me just pick a rider before I start waffling. Right, let's see if I bring up this. Which one have we got? No, wrong one. That one. Damn, missed it. Sorry, Ray. You could probably have a guess who won. I'm not saying that in a derogatory sense. I don't know if that's the right word, but you know what I mean. I'm not saying that in a guess who. But yeah, Mike Goff winning that. Actually, if I can bring up ta-da! So yeah, Mike Goff, Ben, Dan, Ian Thompson, Ross Mallon from the RAF, Rich Smith, Jim B, John Mead, Matty D, Rick the Numinator, Phil Cox, Ross Miller, Rich Barrett, Dan Ongley, Ben Spittle, Rich Frack, Paul Spence, Tim Harrison, I think it was Angel Laycock, and John Grimsdale rounding off the top 20. Yeah, Mike, yeah. Yeah, but Ben gave him a good run for his money. It was only literally the last couple of Ks before the top of the climb where Mike was able to drop him. And even then, I think it was 10 seconds on the flat after the descent, and Ben got a couple of seconds on him as well. So, Ben really did make him work for it this time. So yeah, where were we? So the ACERS Autumn 25. Yep, so hopefully you can see that on there. 20th of October to the 24th of November. So a little bit earlier this year. Normally we do it kind of like in November, as in the first couple of weeks of November, but we wanted to try and get it earlier this time. Hopefully got some plans just before Christmas. Hint, hint. So yeah, same, very similar format to the winter series that we had at the start of the year. So still mixed category in false pens. So that's pens for both the open category and the female category. So if for the females, if they're an A category rider, they ride in the A cats. If they're B category, B, C, D, so on. And just for that, for the females, what happens then is that you get ranked first of all based on your category, and then based off your finish. So if there's 2 riders in the B categories, you get ranked on them, on your time, your finishing time off of that. And then if there's a C category rider, even if it's exactly the same course or same distance, they get ranked second. Okay, that's how we felt like that's the best way of doing it. Okay, heart rate monitor as usual required. There are a few caveats. So if you don't have your heart rate monitor or it's disconnected, and you still have a way of proving that you were a physical person on a bike, even if it's not, your heart rate monitor isn't connected to Zwift, but you're able to track it on your watch during the same time, we'd accept that as evidence, and then we'll reinstate that. Random weight checks. So same crack. We will take random checks on riders' weights and stuff like that, just to make sure that everyone is riding fairly and stuff like that. No, there's never really when we're actually accusing someone of lying. What we may notice is that when you register, your register weight may be different what's on Zwift, and if that's the case, we may just ask you to clarify what it is, so that we can then make sure that things are correct and stuff like that. There's a points competition, so the 6 races that we've got, best 3 scores out of them 6 races counts towards the points competition. GC is GC, so your general classification, quickest time in that category over the 6 stages. If you miss out on a stage, you'll get the slowest time. If you are promoted or you chose to drop down, because you can, because your category, your Zwift racing score has dropped, so you can say, for example, you were 350 in B, and then you became 349, and therefore a C. If you choose, you can drop down. If that's the case, again, you get a average time for the new category you're in for all your other races that you raced up until that point. So if you're a B category and you went to C, you get the average time across all the C categories, and then after that, your C times will then add up. Sprint competition and the KQOM competition. So I've decided to do something slightly different with these. So rather than just every KOM and every sprint course has the same score regardless of the climb or the circuit, decided to do it weighted on the for the KQM depending on the difficulty of the climb, and for the sprint depending on the profile of the course. So hopefully you can see in the graphic that if you're if you're on a flat course, for the sprint you score more. On a rolling course, this is the profile, so flat profile you score more, rolling profile you score a little bit less, hilly course you score less, and then mountainous you score even less. So that's the kind of way of doing that. For the KQRM competition, every climb has been ranked, and it's not me that's personally ranked it. I've ranked it off of other sources out there and used them as kind of the backbone to rank in the climbs. So you get I can't even say it, the biggest climb, Cat 1 HC. You get 50 for first, 45 for second, and 40 for third, and then you get Cat 2, Cat 3, Cat 4, and Cat 5. So yeah, so therefore the actual true climbers, actually say the true climbers in quotations again, they may actually have more of a chance of scoring well in a KQM competition, because they're not just the punchier climbs aren't just having the same weighted score as a more challenging climb. Hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully people are still listening to me waffle at this point. So yeah, right, the races themselves. So what we're going to do, we're going to start with a pre-deployment race on the 14th of October. This one doesn't count towards anything towards the series, but what I want to try and achieve with this, it's one pen for all. So similar to the Monday Military Madness series, one pen for all. It's only 2 laps. The idea is that they're trying to establish your 5-minute kind of power. So it's out of the gate, all hell for leather, giving it as much as you can for 2 laps on the bell lap. That should then kind of give you a more reflective ZRS score at that point, and therefore when you go into the actual series itself, you know, if you notice, oh, I've been upgraded, you just re-register, and then you just say, right, I thought I was a C category, but hey ho, look at me, I'm a B now, and then that's where we're at. So that's the idea behind that anyway. Okay, so it's 2 laps. It'll be good fun. I mean, I won't be riding it, but it'll be good fun. Just real fast racing for 2 laps, and then boom, you'll get a kind of maybe a more reflective score out of that. It was advice I kind of had from Zwift HQ as well. I asked them how to go about this and try and get, because obviously there are seasoned Swifters, Ray being, if he's still in chat, Ray being one of them, and like myself and that, where our score, you could argue, is relatively reflective of our ability. But there'll be other people that don't Swift for a large part of the year, you know, and are seasonal Swifters. And again, that's not me throwing shade. That's just me, you know, being honest. And therefore, when they get back on the bike on Swift, the Swift doesn't really have a true reflective of that rider's score. So rather than them having the headache of moving up and down or moving up categories and stuff like that, they get to hopefully at least start race 1 in the group that's more reflective to them as well. Just while actually going back on one regarding points as well, if you do upgrade, because the way that A, B, C, and D are scored, cheers, Ray. With the way that A, B, C, and D's are scored in regards to points, so it's your sprint and KQM total for that race. It gets that's one part of the points. The second part of the points is then your position, but that's based off of so basically A category gets scored higher than B and C and D. So that way as well, is if a rider gets promoted, they're a B category rider, let's say everyone gets promoted to A, they don't all of a sudden become the you know, top in A category because they've been winning all the Bs. So it kind of just adds that little kind of piece to that. Saying that as well though, and actually I've kind of backtracked here, but just saying that as well, I really strongly recommend ask all riders that they don't race in a higher category than they are Swift, their score is for, unless they feel that their Swift racing score isn't reflective to their ability. So if they are a B category rider and they think, yeah, do you know what, I can fight it out with the A's, then that's fine. However, don't be racing the A's because you get more points and therefore for the core standings at least, you know, the core scores better because of it. All right, okay. I feel like it's kind of like, it's not the idea behind this series. Yes, the course competition is important and it is part of that, but what we don't want to have is riders that are, you know, 30 minutes finishing after the rest of the group just so that they can score good points for the core. It kind of just loses that point, unless they are, you know, on that kind of borderline and they're wanting to push themselves in the next category. That's fine, all for that. I'm just trying to keep it fair and people not trying to gamify the series too hard, though I know it's very hard to manage that at times. I monitor it. Anyway, going into the races themselves. So once you're done your pre-deployment ride, CRS score, good, right, we're in. Race 1, Downtown Dolphin. So funny enough, the reverse of the bell lap. All right, what we try to do anyway, 6 races, 2 flat, 2 rolling-ish, hilly-ish, and then 2 mountainous and hilly as well. So yeah, so race 1, Downtown Dolphin, crit course. Okay, The only one is the the Dolphin Sprint. That's one there. You can see on the graphic there. Clockwise round. Sorry. The A cats are B cats are 15 laps. C and D's are 12 laps. Then race 2 out of Scotland. 3 laps for the A's and B's, 2 laps for the C's and D's. Power ups as well. Back to race 1 is the Aero and Draft. Power ups for race 2, the Feather and Draft. You've got the Breakaway Bray and the Clyde kick out. So they are, I believe, in the category 5 climbs. And then you've got the Champion Sprint on that as well. Race 3, Danger Noodle. So A and B is 1 lap. It's around about 35 Ks. Essentially, you kind of go towards the S's. You kind of backtrack. You go round up Titan Grove one way, turn back round, go back up Titan Grove the other way, finish back at where you started. That's for the A cats. A's and B's. C's and D's. You finish at the second time up Titan's Grove. So you do the reverse, and then you do the main one and then the reverse one. You finish on the top of reverse. So you still get your score there. The Neokyo. And then Feather power up for that one. Neokyo. Why don't? Sure. Crickles. Gutted. No, that's not. No, not doing ghosts for these. 7 laps for the A's and B's anyway on race 4, and then C and D's get 6 laps, and then there's the alley sprint and the tower sprint. I can't read it. There's too small right in there, but essentially there's 2 sprints, and that one to note as well. Sorry, fastest through segments for all primes or preems. So it's not the first across the line for all these; it's the fastest time through. So you're only going to get your fastest time will get ranked against everyone else. Should have said that earlier on. Sorry for again going back on myself. Race 5, cobbled climb reverse. So it's a rolling course, and again you got Libby Hill and 23rd Street, but they're the reverse side, so they're actually slightly longer. A's and B's 3 laps, C's and D's 2 laps, and then finish off on always a nice little climbing or a nice mountainous. A course with a climb in it. And we're off to Innsbruck doing the 2018 World's Course Innsbruck short lap. 1 lap for the A's and B's, that's 23 Ks ish. And C's and D's is up to the top of the Innsbruck Com. You just finished just after the banner. Just want to know any of the finishes that are bespoke. So predominantly we're looking at race 3 for the C's and D's and race 6 for the C's and D's. You finish always after the banner, not before the banner, after the banner. Okay, so if you don't cross the banner, then you don't get the time, but the banner isn't the finish. There's a virtual banner just literally 100 meters afterwards. So you have to keep riding until you get through that banner. And then I said back to race 6, power-ups is a feather. So that is that really with the series. There is, if you look on my YouTube channel or the YouTube channel, you'll see my post on there. It's got a link to, I've got a Google site that I've put together. I wonder actually if I can bring it up. Let's see if I can. Just give me a moment. Right. Pip. So yeah. So I've got a site. Gets you, for those that are new, gives you a bit of how the series works and all that kind of good stuff. Setup guide for people that are interested in setting up at home or like using a Wattbike and trainer. The race info themselves, so that's where all your race passes live. You get the Zwift Insider route details as well. Rules, so we will provide an admin instruction, but there is going to be this just quick overview of all the rules, kind of going on about what I've just been waffling about, the category and scoring, so get an idea of how that works as well. Results, so hopefully if I click on these, it won't have anything yet, but essentially you can see there a blank page that will populate with the results once we've got them processed. And then same with the stand-ins. I believe they should be all blank as well. But again, yeah, points table. So yeah, that will all populate as the races are progressing. So that's where your results are. Registration. So in the post I put on YouTube anyway, it will have the registration link, but also you've got the registration link here. Resources as well. So you've got the posters sat there. It also gives you a rundown of the jersey codes if you want to represent your core and how to get hold of them on Zwift. And then finally, a little bit on support. We do have a query, help query form, or anything you want to bring to our attention. Ping that in there, or send us an email at britisharmycyclingeracing@gmail.com, and we will try and get back to you within 24 hours. So, yeah, I think that's probably enough waffle for me tonight. Great racing from everyone as well that raced today. The next one, Christ, what is it? Off the top of my head, I can't remember because all I'm thinking about is the races I've just been talking about. So just give me a moment. Always the professional. So many random bits. Nope. Oh, I'm going to give up in a minute. I'm going to give up. No. No, hang on. Oh, no. Where I need glasses. I feel old right now. No, sorry. Everyone was waiting there on bated breath. I can't see it. So yeah. Anyway, next Monday, week on Monday, we will have the next race of the series. First week of Monday in September, and then we'll have the final one in October, a week before the pre-deployment ride for the ACRS. So yeah. Yep, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening to me waffle. Thanks for sticking around after the race is finished. Well done to Mike as always for winning. But well done to all the riders as well, as always, for getting stuck in. Nice healthy turnout tonight. And so yeah, hopefully catch you all on September. Take care all, and have a good night. Bye bye.